I gave you another handout. This is a wonderful lesson by Dr. Ernest Holmes. He says your consciousness of good is acted upon by the law of mind. Such awareness acts as a law of elimination and expulsion, to every discord, to every sense of accumulated bondage, to every sense of impure congestion or accumulation. Your prayer directs the law and is the motivation of its power. Be sure you do not deny your own understanding. Now that's an interesting challenge, isn't it? Okay. Do not deny your understanding. I was talking about with this title, The Inertia Barrier, I said, well, I need to find something to quote from Dr. Holmes where he's talking about inertia, and boom, there it is, because it's in the next sentence. The inertia of human thought, rising as it does from the morbidity of race consciousness and the mesmeric grip of race suggestion, seeks to claim that there is not in or through you the power to heal. Okay, now what it's saying here is that there is a race consciousness. Now, by that, what it means is the general thinking of the world around you. Okay, that's what Dar was talking about first service when she was saying, you know, if you're going to dance, don't join a line dance because everybody's doing the same thing. Okay, everyone say, I create my own dance. That's it. That was Dar's lesson this morning, is be the individual dancer that you can be. And dance the dance from love, from harmony, from joy. He continues here, recognize this false argument for what it is, for what it actually is. It is nothing claiming to be something. It is a lie claiming to be truth. It is a habit of thought unwilling to surrender itself. How many know that somewhere within you in your subjective mind you probably have somewhat? So you probably have some subjective negative thinking that you're not even dealing with. It's very, very interesting. That we were talking about this in the Troid class the other night. They just came out with a thing the other day where they were observing people, and they pointed out that every minute that goes by, there's like 2,000 things that you're doing in different areas of your body and whatever, and we're only aware of about 300 of them. The rest of it we got on automatic pilot. Okay. Okay. How many remember the first time you got behind the wheel of a car? Okay. I bet you can remember what you did the first time you were behind the wheel of a car. I bet you don't remember driving here this morning. Because why? Your subjective mind drove here this morning. Okay. Okay. How many know, you know, I remember once in Los Angeles, I was in rehearsal for something I was doing, and whatever, it was late and I was tired, and I was listening to the radio, and I'm driving along, and all of a sudden I pulled up in front of a house I lived in a year before. How did I get here? Then I looked around to see if anybody saw me. How stupid is this? Okay, how many done a version of that? Okay, okay. Now, how many know that some of the nonsense that you're going through may very well be nothing more than you being asleep in that area, and the healing of it may be nothing more than you waking up to the truth of yourself and saying, I choose to stop doing that and start doing something different and better and happier and healthier. Dr. Holmes is very clear here in his understanding of this principle, that what we need to do is understand very clearly that any moment of our life is the time it takes to change our mind and change our world. Change your thinking, change your life. Dr. Ernest Holmes, and I recommend, I gave you the handout, is read that. Everyone, let's close with this, and I want you to think about this as we move forward into our week. I would like very much for you to use this, and I'm going to ask Jane to come up here before we close this morning, because she's starting something wonderful on Wednesday night that's going to be well worth your time, and it correlates with what we're talking about this morning. Everyone say, what is the I? Everyone uses. See, what is the I that everyone uses? In the song we sang this morning. The great, the good, and the wise of the age have called it the individual use of the divine spark which resides in every person, and there is no exception. Can anyone in your world use your eye for you? No. Your use of your eye is your responsibility. Everyone say responsibility. Means the ability to respond. See, now how are you responding in life? Are you responding, do you have something negative going on in your world and you respond at its level? Or do you have something negative going on in your life and you respond at the level of the answer, the level of the love that's there, the level of the change for the better, the level of the possibility? You see, every time you couple I with something that follows it, Dr. Bitzer, and he used to teach this over and over and over again. Do not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, which means never say I am and put something negative after it. So every time you think, what you need to do is think about your own welfare. Is this I that I'm affirming right now producing greater good? Is it producing happiness? Is it producing love? Is it eliminating doubt and fear, which appears to be in my experience? Okay. If it isn't, treat. Sit down. Use the treatment I gave you this morning and affirm it. Now, you are using a principle of thought, and it's similar to the principle taught in physics. Every action has an equal opposite reaction. Action and reaction are equal. Everyone say, my experience is equal to the thought I'm thinking. And the thought I'm thinking is the level of my self-definition. See, if you try to think higher thoughts without changing your self-definition, all you're doing is fooling yourself. You need to get higher in definition and then automatically let it think. Everyone say, what I think is the only difference I have between me and everybody else. See, this is why for 36 years I've been standing here asking this question. Is what you think, or is it what somebody told you to think? Is it what you think? Everyone say, I decide for myself. The result is beautiful. My limitation or my success is my creation, because the power says yes. Now, you break the inertial barrier, people. You break the inertia barrier when you do something, when you let your dreams come true. So I'm going to ask you this morning, how do you think? How do you think? Look at happy, healthy, prosperous people and say, how do they think? And ask yourself if your thinking is a version of what they're doing, or is it a version of unhappy people? First of all, these people have an inner concept of themselves, and their inner concept is something like this. I would like you to leave this morning with this inner concept. Everyone say, I am all the qualities necessary to accomplish my desire. I have absolute faith in myself. Say, do you? Do you really have absolute faith in yourself? If you do, then you can affirm this. Say it with me. I have no interest in any suggestion, read or heard, that would tempt me to doubt myself or be afraid. Dr. Ernest Holmes said, we know that a two-dimensional mind looking at a cube would not see the cube. To it, the cube would look flat. Similarly, at our stage of evolution, our three-dimensional minds might well be looking at that which is four-dimensional or more and just not see it. Dr. Wayne Dyer, how many love Wayne? He helped start this church 36 years ago. Wayne said, I meditate every day to nurture my soul. Meditation gives you the opportunity to come to know your invisible self. It shatters the illusion of your separateness. Isn't that what we started with? Religious science says we are here to do what? To erase the illusion that we are separate from our experience. You're not. Understand that. Let it be a loving understanding and give birth to the beautiful. Everybody say, I appreciate what I know I am. A mighty moving power of God in my world. My inertia is over. I go for the good and get it. Get her done. Let her be your way. Thank you for being here this morning. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. Good.